And he's a known politician, one who has risen through the ranks to the topmost level of serving as Ghana's president. Not many, though, may know former President John Mahama's other side, sharing the word of God. The former president was for the second time selected by his colleagues to deliver a sermon at the 2018 Men's Ministry Day of the Ringway Estate Assemblies of God Church. Mr. Mahama has been speaking about finding the favor of God in a rather harsh economic condition.
God can select you for favor. That is, if you seek his favor and if you do the things that please him. There are many others in the Bible I can give you. Isaac was blessed. Isaac was favored by God, so that even when there was famine and there was drought and Isaac planted his seed, he harvested 100-fold. So even in the midst of hardship, like the economy is hard, a lot of people say, "Nkoye, things are hard." If you seek the favor of God, you will reap 100-fold, even in the midst of hardship. You remember the story of Jacob and Esau? God favored Jacob, and eventually Jacob got the blessings of his father. And Jacob prospered and became a very rich man, very wealthy. Remember the story of Joseph. Joseph was sold into bondage by his brothers. And God has a purpose for everything. You think that it was a calamity that had befallen Joseph, because to be sold by your brothers to slave traders, not knowing where they are taking you, Joseph must have felt very betrayed and very sad that his brothers would do that to him. But God had a plan. And so the slave traders took him to Egypt. And if you remember, they put him in Potiphar's house. And then he had a problem and he was put in prison. And then the Pharaoh had some dreams, and it was only Joseph who was able to interpret those dreams. And so Pharaoh brought him and made him his chief minister. And eventually, it was him who saved his brothers who had sold him into slavery. Because his brothers, there was a famine, and they had no food, and they said, "Let's go to Egypt and look for food." And when they went, their brother was the chief minister, and he gave them food to take back to his father. So that is God's favor. And when it's manifesting, it will manifest in different ways. Initially, you think God has done something to you. You ask yourself, "God, but why are you putting me through this? Why are you doing this to me?" But in the end, when you have hindsight, you see that God was preparing you.
And on that favor of God notes, we will be right back with some updates in business.